let's have another go at loaves of bread. Well, sandwich loaves. I can make loaves of bread, like all rusticy ones. So, standard dough recipe, I'll put it in the description. It's my sourdough, so it takes longer to prove. I suppose I could do fast-acting yeast, but it doesn't taste much, you know. And I give the loaves of bread away, and I've spoiled people. They now expect delicious bread. So if I was to give them that normal kind of like fast-acting yeast bread, they wouldn't be impressed, would they? So, but anyway, and it's nice just to kind of, if I'm going to make a sandwich loaf, I'm going to do it out of sourdough. So, what did we do last time? We got it that kind of square, didn't we? So last time I kind of thought to myself, need to oil the containers and need to slice the top of the bread. And also I kind of had a quick look, and I kind of think I needed to do something different with the loaf as well. So let's make this a bit bigger. It's not equal. It'll be fine. So here's half. That there. Turn it round. That there. Twist into there, and then we roll it this way, and that's where we create some tension, I think. Ooh, it's done that. I don't think it wanted to do that. Just don't think that's right. But anyway, into the slightly old container, we'll see how we go. So, about a kilogram or so per loaf tin. See if we can do a better job. I'm tearing the gluten strands, but I'm not that bothered. I suppose I really could go and work in a bakery for a day and learn how to do them properly, couldn't I? But this is much more fun, isn't it? So, about square. And then into there, press in, round. I think do it that way around. That bit's a bit wider, isn't it? We'll see how they turn out. Right into there. So, into the fridge overnight, so they'll ferment a little bit more. Put something over the top of them, and then I'll take them out of the fridge a couple of hours before I'm going to bake them tomorrow morning, and then we'll see how they turn out. Probably better than last week's. But anyway, yeah, so I was kind of thinking, if I slice them on the top, then that dictates where the bread's going to split. So whereas last week they kind of like split over, kind of like pushed a lump of dough out over kind of like the side. If we put some slices in, that's going to make it open out that way. So it's going to go to the weakest point of the dough. So if we slice, that creates a weak point, and then any kind of expansion is going to happen in the weak points rather than it happening haphazardly, like it kind of went over that side and it went over that side there. So that's why we're going to slice it tomorrow morning. So that was my thoughts anyway. Winging it as always. Bread's been out of the oven, out of the fridge for a couple of hours, so it's risen. Not as much as last week's, but I don't think that was particularly a good thing. It will rise in the oven as it bakes. So I was also kind of thinking, I'm going to spray it with a bit of water as well and slice the top. So normally I kind of say that you don't spray where you've sliced, otherwise it doesn't kind of work. So can't really do that. Can't really spray it on one side to, and then slice on the other with these loaves. So I think we'll have to spray first. So spray of water, and then slice. I want to be a bit deeper than that. I'll do better. Might be time for a new blade. No, that's okay. So hopefully that will dictate where the loaf's going to rise. So we'll see how we go. Then into an extremely hot oven, and I've got my cast iron pot in the bottom of the oven, so it'll retain heat when the oven's open. So half an hour, and it should be ready. Have a look. Well, it's slightly split better, but still poked out to the side. It's nice and crispy, and that's because of the what we call it, the spray of the water. And is it going to pop out a lot easier? It looks like it's going to pop out a lot easier. Just if it's stuck in the bottom, I don't want it to rip the bread in two. It just feels like there's a bit of. That's not so bad. Oh, that's good. I think I need some better loaf tins. That's okay. It's a bit heavy though. It's a bit heavy though. Right, well, so spraying with a bit of oil certainly makes them easier to get out. I feel heavy though. It might just be the nature of the sourdough. And the slices haven't worked. Maybe spraying it with oil was spraying it with water was a bad idea. That's kind of interesting though. That looks like it's fried on the bottom. Maybe down to the oil. But we'll let them cool and then we'll have a look inside. Just feel a bit heavy. You feel a bit heavy, a bit dense. But that looks good, doesn't it? I like that bit. Maybe we shouldn't have sprayed them with water. Would have liked them to split open like that. Might have been nice, wouldn't it? But anyway, we'll see how they turn out. Right, let's have a look. Ideally I'd like to cool them just like a little bit longer, but we'll see. That's alright. That's alright. You can see the spiral. Just. You can see the spiral. I would have liked it to rise more, but I didn't get up early enough. I'm going out, so just a little bit too heavy. I think we'll do a tighter roll next week, or next time I have a go. So we'll do a tighter roll and see if we can get a bit more spring. And I won't spray it with water, and we'll just slice into the top, because that's kind of what I wanted. But some big kind of splits. Maybe, yeah. I'll have a think. I mean, I'm never 100%. I'm never ever 100% happy. But we always live and learn, don't we? But you can see the spiral. You can see the spiral of how it's formed. But it's a little bit too. That there's no what we call it. That's okay, but there's no kind of crumb to it. I think crumb's the right word. It's just a little bit dense there. And if it was like that, it'd be better. So Maybe sourdough's just not very good for making loaves like this. I suppose I should do a fast-acting yeast one, shouldn't I? That would possibly be an idea. Do a fast-acting yeast one, and then kind of see if that makes a kind of difference. Yeah, maybe put some sourdough starter into a fast-acting yeast bread dough. That kind of worked. I did that before, and that kind of worked. So you kind of get the flavour of the sourdough and the rise of the fast-acting yeast. But that's all right. But it's just a bit dense there. But anyway, we'll see how it is next week.